Welcome back for another episode. Today, I want to cover with you a distraction detox. Oh, snap. What's she talking about? Do I need this? I don't know. Stick around and find out. All right. I want to just use an episode to break down what I'm doing in February. And really, what I'm going to make be pretty much an entry level request coming into my work moving forward, a distraction detox. Maybe you've never heard of this before. Maybe you have. I don't know. The big question here is, do you need one? And for anyone who doesn't think they need one, can you please just hit me up? Can you message me or hit that little message the show host and let me know if you're someone who has their focus so on point that you don't feel distracted? But here's the thing. Where we live in this fast-paced world, and I'm recording this from the USA, we are distracted, we are losing and draining our pure source energy, and I needed to create a pattern interrupt to help us get this back on track, to become in control of where our attention is going again. Here's why. So just keep listening to this episode. I'll talk about more about the details of what this will be, but really this episode and me explaining this is for anyone who feels like this. So see if this is you. I've got such great ideas, but I never seem to have the energy to do them. I'll wake up with good, fresh energy, but then a few hours into the day, that energy is gone. I go on social media to make a post and I end up distracted, and all of a sudden I'm down a rabbit hole. Or I thought I had such a good idea, but then I saw so and so's doing it and now I'm doubting it. I have a book I want to write, a website I want to launch, a healing practice, insert your thing, but you feel all over the place and you're tired. My friend, it's time for a distraction detox. So I wrote a post today that probably is a little triggering for people, but I just have to write these things. And my goal is never to actually trigger people. I don't ever want that kind of engagement on my stuff, but it just naturally, when you start bringing up people's blocks and people's obsessions and people's the things and the ways in which they're holding themselves back, people get very offended by it, lol. But so far, so good. But essentially, I was illuminating the pattern that there is a big catastrophic thing that is happening every few months now that captures the attention of the nation and keeps people wrapped up in an anxiety whirlpool. Then we've got a new, big breaking news event happening at the beginning of every week. Literally around Monday, something else drops and it captures people's attention and they get all wound up and all bound up. And they're focused on it and it leaves people. There's rage content out there. There is people are in fight or flight. People are in freeze mode. People are in shock mode, right? And we're just being fed new thing after new thing after new thing to be rageful over or shocked over. And it's polarizing our people. So I don't want to get into the logistics of that. I'm not here to talk about who's orchestrating this and how they're doing it. I'm not here for disclosure. If you are, great. What I'm here to do is provide helpful tools for people to get their damn purpose out onto the planet. You feel me? So right away, check in with yourself in this episode. Do I have something to do? Have I been called to make this thing? Right? Is it your purpose? Do you feel like it's your purpose or a mission is rising up in you? I've got to go do those things. Now, I've written for years about this one main topic. These are activating times. So I'm not saying that this stuff ain't crazy and that shit ain't happening. Oh, honey, it's happening. What I'm saying is it's just getting started, right? And big moves are coming. Big shifts on the planet and in our country and in our communities are underway. What's your role to play in this? Right? And then check in and go, okay, well, where's your attention going all day long? And what we're going to be doing in the distraction detox, it is so methodically planned out. I cannot wait to reveal this to people, but the only way I can reveal it in its entirety is if you sign up for it. It's free. Like I needed to make, actually, let me give you a background on why I made this. I hadn't done like an event or a live experience with me besides running courses, classes, and workshops since 2021, since fall of 2021. That was like my last like challenge. Everything since then has either been like a paid experience with me, a 5-day workshop or a course or a class, or like my behind the scenes book writing, um, where I got paid $5,000 to write my book. Oh, what up? If you aren't getting paid $5,000 to write your book, hit me up, honey. I've got strategy for you. Anyway, I was like, "Ooh, I need a new experience, a new event." I didn't want to do a challenge. I didn't want to do a boot camp. And as a generator, I'm a 5-1 generator in human design. I was like, oh, I respond to the needs of the people. And I was like, what do people need? Just looking around and seeing our environments and the people in the world and online and wherever, what do people need? And in talking with people and connecting with my audience and listening to my clients and family, like everyone is just so distracted. And this distraction, giving our attention to things that aren't lighting us up, that aren't building up our communities, that aren't helping and fixing our families, are actually a drain of our pure source energy. Ooh, ooh. We have life force that runs through us, and it's really powerful, and we're wasting it, right? So check in with yourself right now. How's that going? Like, I want this to get serious now on this episode. What are you doing with your pure life force energy every day? Who's getting it? Where's it going? We are staring at, I don't need to bring up the latest data. I don't, you already know it. It's in the background. You can see it and sense it. You understand it in yourself. The latest statistics of us being on these little screens and the energy and the emotions and the attention we give it is insane. This is not good. This is the new epidemic. It's a new health epidemic. I have 2 toddlers and we do wild school homeschool, and I'm following the 1,000 hours outside challenge, which is really hard to do when it's fucking 16 degrees outside like it's been. But still, I go out with my kids. We do it. We do it. 50 minutes yesterday, 25 today. 15 degrees. Hey-o. We'll make it up when it gets nicer. They're only 2 and 3, like, let's be real. LOL. But I see statistics there, and the average statistic as of 2024 is that the average American child spends 7 minutes out day and 7 hours on a screen. Uh-huh. Adults are even more. All right. So we've got to stop as a society and just go like, whoa, 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 wow. Hold up, hold up. What are we doing here? So I'm doing that. I'm stepping up. This is what leadership looks like, and going like, this isn't working for me. Anyone else? Who wants to do something else? Who wants to just try something else? So that's what I did. That's what I designed. So the answer for me, like, I like to listen to the needs of the people around me in my communities and who is perfect for what I'm making. And we need to get a rein on our energy field, on our distractions, where our attention and energy is flowing. Because I believe and know you have amazing things here to do. You have phenomenal stuff to create and make. And guess what? You're going to need the discipline to pull back on your distractions to get that shit done. It's not going to be made itself by itself for itself. You have to make it. You have to birth it. Go listen to my last episode when it was just me on here where I was talking about the manifestation current. I wrote about it in my book too. And I talk about how the idea drops in, but then we have to be the ones to move it down through the manifestation current and into our body onto the planet and birth onto the planet. That's us. The idea can't do that. The idea drops in and then you take over and then you co-create together. So go listen to that episode. It's really good. And or go read it in my book. Right? But so like discipline and inspired action is going to be huge. Let me pull up my notes real quick just so I can hold on. Sorry. It's like you can't minimize this while you're recording. Let me just pull this up. I have so many notes on this and I'm already building out the entire thing. Like it's just so good. So insert my idea, right? So this was me working with the spirit of my business as I talk about in my book also. I think I have another episode recorded on this, but it dropped in, the name was like boom in all bold letters. Mind your business. A 28-day distraction detox for small business owners, leaders, and creators who need to focus on their path and purpose. Listen, this is really for everyone. You can take out what I'm saying about business or an idea or something and just insert what you want. Maybe your health needs this. Maybe your relationship needs this. Like literally, you can join it and just literally plug and play the things you want and filter it or translate it into what you need. But this is a much needed experience. This is for people who want to overcome a bad habit or those that are sick of giving social media all their time and attention. Like, you can secretly admit this to me. It's okay, right? I want to ask you if your business or creation would be doing better if you gave it more focused energy. Here's the fun part. We're doing it with a group. I already have a bunch of people signed up for this. I believe this will be way easier to do it as a group than doing it alone. So here's what I'm going to do. Here's how it goes. So February is great. I'll probably launch this live every February just because it's so great. We're coming off of January where it's very cold here up in the Northeast right now. Anyone who had an intention for the year is probably like already over it. February is like that month before we can get to spring. This is the perfect time for you to get like really freaking clear about what your focus is, what you're doing, what the rest of the year wants to look like, what your business or creation need, what your family needs, whatever, you know? And to spend and have like a maybe exploratory and joyful month together. I don't know. It's going to get challenging in there too, but at least we'll be doing it together. Every day, I am going to drop a new intention and focus. It will be emailed to you every day. Now, these themes build. You may at first be like, wow, this one's easy. And 7 days in, you're like, whoa, I am going deep with you every day. I don't want to give it away because it's just so good. I don't want you to like hear one of the daily themes and then be like, oh, you just have to join because they're compounding, right? And the flow will go like this. I will tell you this. So it's 4 weeks, it's 28 days. That's just so perfect. Intention and clarity is week 1. Self exploration is week 2. Soul alignment is week 3. And inspired action is week 4. We will also have a weekly live support group and Q&A with me on Saturdays. Now, this is pretty badass seeing that this is a free event. I could have charged $200 to $500 for something like this. Getting me every week live answering Q&As, which are super helpful. Or just a support call. There'll be coaching on there, like basically just getting to be in front of Jayme Gray. I'm doing all this for free because I think this is so needed and so powerful. So we'll be doing that on Saturdays at 12 p.m. EST, every Saturday in February, basically. It's like Saturday is the first and we kick it off with a call. That's fucking brilliant. Like the whole thing is just so brilliant. When I looked at the calendar, I was like, yes. We will also have access to a group chat on Telegram, specifically away from social media. I have all the things. I have Telegram, I have Voxer, I have Slack or whatever those things. I think Telegram will just be the easiest to have everyone in a group. I can give you a link to that group, and I will drop the theme every day in the group anyway. Maybe I'll be going in and giving you a quick voice memo on that. Most likely, I'll probably be answering questions. That will also be the place where you can like show up and celebrate. What's cool about this is the accountability here. I'm inviting you to take daily inspired action towards your goals, but really it's unwinding bad habits and inserting better ones, new ones for you that will help you make the magic you want to make and you're here to make on the planet, right? But every day you have the ability to reply back to me and say, completed in all bold letters, completed or done, right? It's that like checking in with teacher and being like, done, I did it. And you can either take these inspirations and focuses and just sit with them yourself and then reply back to me, done. Or you can sit with a journal, or you can take this theme and run with it in your family. Like sometimes when I'm learning something, I bring it to my husband too. The kids are too little to totally get all of these themes and the type of work my husband and I are doing, but like I'm going to bring it to them too when they get to it. It's really powerful to do these types of things, right? So this is going to be a month-long experience to help you realign with your vision, overcome obstacles, and create new habits and patterns around your soul purpose. So we are starting February 1st. You will be emailed every single day. We will actually have pre-work, which is getting really clear about your intention for our time together and going deep on why you're here, right? The daily prompts will either have a focus, intention, questions, or a quest for you to accomplishment. Those days prompts may feel simple at first, but believe me, this work adds up and it will snowball in intensity over time. I've done this 40 days with Kriya and like asana and other things, building, like doing the movement and the intention. Like this shit builds. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. It may feel easy at first, or maybe feel really overwhelming at first, and then you get used to it. But we are going to really move some energy in your field, in your body, and in your work. So people are going to take it day by day. You'll also realize how big the day can be when you have a focus like that. You start to realize, like, wow, how much time I do have in a day, or oh shit, the email's here again. Oh crap, here's the email again. And then when you lean into that, you're like, wow, I can make a lot of this day. Or this day was a wash, and that's okay too. But you're just going to focus on the theme of the day you're in. I'm inviting people to get a new notebook or journal for this experience because things are going to come up. So either bring it to your therapist, bring it to your coach, hire me as your coach or guidance counselor through this process, but you will be able to email me back this stuff. If you want to let me know how it goes, go ahead, email me back what's going on. Some people really like that, like soundboard. I am not coaching you in email or comments, but you can share it in the chat, or you can share it with me, or you can share it with your people, your team. We'll be exploring our desires. We'll be getting clear about our goals. We'll illuminate our blocks. We're going to face our fears. We're going to overcome addiction. We're going to feel all the feels. So it will be helpful to process and write this out. I also am inviting people to lean in on the chat group. I'm not going to open up the chat and Telegram until literally it's like the day of or something, but that's where you can share wins. That's where you're going to be able to talk about the day's themes and prompts and bring your homework to it, share what's going on, connect to others on the path. And I think it will be nice to have that community and that camaraderie off of social media. Hold on, let me take a sip of my hot chocolate and mushroom coffee. Again, just reiterating, having that student teacher connection in this where you reply completed is going to do something psychologically to you of accomplishment. It's going to give you the sensation of accomplishment when you've done that day's focus, where you've thought about it, meditated on it, flowed with it, got in the shower, and just let your shower time be all about it. Reach back out to me and say, done. Again, you can do it in the chat or you can do it in email. This will provide you also with a layer of accountability to me as your coach and will help you feel really accomplished throughout the month. I'm telling you, it feels so good. I'm speaking from experience. Again, I'll be live on Saturdays to recharge the group with alignment and support and accountability and Q&A. We will start those at noon. They will be recorded. I'll have them in links so I can put it everywhere in the chat, in the email, letting people know here's the replay if you want. But they will help people stay on track, especially to get back in the game if they've fallen out of it. So if this is already for you, I'm going to make sure the notes of this episode has the link to sign up for free. I want you to start thinking right now. What are the projects you want to give some energy to? What are the creations that are calling you? And then what are the blocks that are getting in the way? Like, start thinking about this now. This went out in an email. Everything that I'm saying here now also goes out in the email once you sign up. So you'll have this to look at it. You won't have to come back to this episode. But it's really helpful to just start thinking like, what are the things I want to work on? I also want to hear from people how excited you are about this and how needed this is in your world. Like, as a generator, it's really helpful for me to get the feedback and to get the clarity and hear how needed this stuff is, which helps me create the experience to do even better, to be even better, to make even better for you guys. Okay. Let me look at the daily themes and see if I even want to share with you some of these. Like, oh, it's so good. Like, I'm talking like literally the kickoff call is going to be all about getting real with yourself. What's distraction for you? Input versus output, consumer versus creator. What can support you in this process? Are you going to be doing daily workout supplements? Set boundaries for the experience, time of day check-in. Choose, oh, I forgot to say, oh my God, everyone who joins gets one of my courses for free. Oh my God. You'll have to show up. Those are $200 to $500. But I'm giving you something to stay focused on besides your stuff. And it's obviously a course that would support you in your experience. So those are just some of the things. That's just the kickoff call that I like need to get out of the way and remind people at. And then it goes right into day one. Oh, they're so good. I can't let you know. You're just gonna have to wait. Like, have you ever heard of a focus audit? Well, you're about to fucking hear what a focus audit is. Oh my God. Let me see. I'm just scrolling down now through. I have like literally up to day 10 fully written out, and it's so good. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Okay, I'm gonna actually share with you some of the things I'm doing. So like I'm gonna use this too. Just because it's so needed. I'm like, I need this too. And I've already been like playing with it. I really wanted to, so like, not only do I have like actual projects I need to do, I have a mega sales page I need to make I'm rebranding and redesigning a bunch of my work right now. And I have a sales page I need to finish by March 1st. So I'm going to be focusing on that. I have maps and pathways I need to design out. I have new onboarding things I need to design out. Like, I've got some design stuff to do. I've got automations to build. I've got sales pages to make. Like, I've got some fucking work ahead of me. And mind you, I'm a generator. Like, anyone in my coaching containers knows the amount of stuff I create in a month blows people out of the water. It's what I do more in a month than people do in a year. But this, to me, like me looking at this, I'm like, oh, I got work to do. Like, I don't have time to be distracted. And who else is in that boat, right? So, but then also, so I've got like things I need to do that I need to focus on. I also have this beautiful, lovely podcast that I'm just loving and interviewing so many people right now. And I have so many people on my books for this. It's so freaking exciting. I'm going to keep doing that. And I'm going to keep getting out work in ways that feels good to me that I don't have to spend too much time doing. Like, you see me putting up little clips of my work and yada, yada. So I'm going to keep doing all that and also run my business behind the scenes and with all my clients and all my courses and classes. Good God. And I run the behind the scenes of our business in town, our family business, our jujitsu studio and self-defense school. So I've got a lot going on. Okay. Um, so I got to do that. But then it's like, so you can see how I don't need any distractions. Oh, well, I also want to read more. So I need to be picking up a book instead of picking up my phone. I love reading business books. I love reading spirituality books. I love reading uh, fiction. I love reading nonfiction. I love reading. I need to pick up. I'm surrounded by books. I need to do that more. I want to drink tea more. I've cut down. I'm basically drinking half calf. Like, I mix my coffee with half decaf because I don't need the anxiety attack I don't get anxiety attacks, but like a side of anxiety with my cup of coffee. LOL. I got my husband switched over on it too, and he didn't believe me. And then I told him like a week later, and he's like, "Oh, I can't even notice." Right. We're just not like having adrenal fatigue all the time. Anywho, I also drank mushroom coffee and like I love my supplements. I have so many supplements and I fucking love taking care of myself. But drinking tea more is one of those things that just it feels good in my body and I need to follow that. So I got stocked up on my tea. I've gotten stocked up on books. I have ideas of what I need to do. And that's just some. This is just like me talking off the top of my head. What am I going to be doing this month? I also really want to start getting more movement back. I'm a big avid walker. I do yoga, I work out, but I'm not really doing much of that in this 15-degree weather, gotta tell you. I need to get movement back in my body on a regular basis. I also want to be steaming every other day in the month of February, something like that, like 3 to 4 times a week, because it really is such a great way for me to like reset in my body and mind and spirit. So doing that, taking care of my skin in this cold weather and making sure I'm getting my beef tallow and good fats on my skin and all sorts of stuff. Let's see. I need to write all my stuff down. I haven't, I was meant to put this in my notes, but so this is what I'm saying. Like I'm not getting crazy. I'm not like, look, if you need the 75 hard, you go do the 75 hard. Working out 2 times a day, reading a chapter of a book or fucking, I don't even know, and a gallon of water a day. And like, I don't know what that challenge is. I've never done it. But like, if you need that, go do that because that's a great pattern reset. That's a full body, mind, spirit transformation, I bet. 75 days of that shit. Have you seen? Like, if you need that, go do that. This is not that. This is us getting really clear, especially in the first week of this experience, what is in our way? What is distracting us? Like, for example, I might be deleting the social media apps off my phone every time I post. Like this is my coach, with my teacher is helping me with this. Or I mean, this is what she did and this is what she learned from her coaches and stuff. Like a lot of these big people with big audiences, they post and delete the app off their phone. And then they download it again when it's time to post again the next day or hours later. Because could you imagine? I mean, I don't have thousands of comments, but could you imagine thousands of comments and thousands of DMs and then just clicking on that? I mean, they're clicking on it just as much as someone that doesn't have any of that going, but like, damn, it's distracting AF. And if you've got like a big mission and you've got things here to do, you can't go down the comment drain. You know what I mean? And looking and then being triggered and feeling emotions and it doesn't matter. I'm just saying that for them. I'm saying even to the person who is just on social media, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to me, the person who's just like reaching for that and your thumb is just clicking for it and you open up again, you're like, why am I on this? Or you go from this app to this app to this app to this app to this app. Like, what are you searching for? You're searching and mining for dopamine hits because this is where you're scraping these dopamine hits up all day. Again, 100 of them a day, if not 1,000. It's bananas. Like, this is batshit crazy. So I'm ready to just delete it off. Also, another thing is putting my phone up and away for hours a day. Like putting it up and leaving it away. Like that weird feeling of where's my phone? I need my phone. Is it by me? Some people, I'm not this bad, but some people literally need to hold it the whole day. Like they can't even let go of it. Like when I say this is a health epidemic, I am not joking. This shit is cray. We just had this whole TikTok ban bullshit, whatever the hell that was. I think people, I don't know how many people, hopefully a lot of people just realize the like bizarre narcissistic abusive relationship people are in with the government. Like, oh my God, if that wasn't some narcissistic shit right there. I'm taking this away from you. Oh, I'm taking this away from you. You don't deserve this anymore. You messed up. You did, right? Oh, okay. Taking it away 8 hours later. Oh, here I am. I give it back to you. Like, what the fuck was that? This is like The weirdest propaganda bullshit, man. I don't even know who's falling for it. I hope people are really waking up. They have got us in their little fucking hands, all right, or their big ass hands, whatever you're feeling. This stuff is so deep, and here's the reminder. I'll just end with this. They've got our most precious commodity, our attention. They've got our attention. These platforms have our attention all day, right? And then we give them the we give them our content. That's an asset. We are the asset in two ways. We are the asset with our attention, and we are the asset with our content. We're giving them the thing for free to share and move around to get people on, to capture people's attention. It's a weird loop, right? So you got to get clear, like, how much am I consuming of this? And your phones can track it. Like, you can put your phone tracker on to see your usage and where it was and what it does. Another thing I want to say real quick is that we're going to get clear. I'm going to have you list out everything that you are giving your attention to. So maybe you're hearing this and you're like, I'm not on social media that much, but you're spending like hours a week on podcast or hours a week listening to Audible. Those things are great. Those things are great. Maybe you're hearing that right now and be like, "Oh, I want to be that person who's just giving their attention to podcast and books and Audible and da da da." Great, great, great. Then join this. You're going to love this. But if you're the person who puts on podcasts because you can't sit with yourself, you can't sit with your own thoughts, and you don't want to just be alone, and you don't want to think about your own thoughts, so you put on other people talking, or you have the TV on all the time, or you have music going all the time, join this. I'm going to break down the 3 levels of flow for you, and helping you understand and negotiating with yourself some ways to break that up and give yourself some room there in neutral time. But I can't do that on this episode. You gotta sign up for this. So, all right, I hope this was exciting to you. I hope it was helpful to push you over the edge to realize you are special, you are needed. We need your magic. You are it. You are what's up. We need you. And we don't need you distracted, disoriented, disassociated out of your fucking body all day. You've got dope shit here to do, and people like me are here to help you make the stuff, do the damn thing, and bring it to life on planet Earth. All right, join us in the comments. Go get that link. I will see you for our next episode. Bye.